Welcome to the Art of Hating channel. Today we got another look behind the scenes with Larry Lawton's podcast with Ed Rose. We just finished a little tidbit about cryo freeze and cold plunge. Now we're dealing with Ed's history and where he came from. Let's listen.
Don't touch anything. It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Oh, welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton, and I have a special guest today. I have Ed Rose and Dan Carlson from Canada. So we got a couple of different people in the studio. A couple of things before we start. You got to go on and look at Ed. Ed, we're going to be taking pictures. Man, I want to look. I want to live to your age. And so does
They
Dan.
got Dan. Look at Dan.
I know.
He's 50 years old. 50,
I'm
52
53,
years
you said, right?
53, yeah.
Man, I'm feeling bad. I got to get back in the gym.
You look good, Larry. You look good, man. Look, when I first met you, you were trim and energetic and a little. Well, you had a little drink. Let's put it that way.
A few.
But look, and I saw you in another picture. You were like huge, man. Big old arms, bigger than my head.
I used to, I was a big guy. I used to bench. My max bench was 375.
Wow.
I could never get to the 400 club, but that was just something I got into. And, it's all. Yeah, and then here, actually, you know what I'm going to be
You
interviewing?
got some pipes, dude.
You guys are going to love this interview. I'm going to be interviewing a arm wrestling champ of the world.
Really?
He played in the movie Over the Top with Arnold or with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
He had wild guy, meaning wild guy. He had his troubles, and that's why we're going to. A friend knows him, and he said he wants to come on my show, and I'm definitely going to bring him on. And I want to get something to you right now.
Okay.
Ed. You grew up in Jersey.
I did.
First of all, you're a successful man. You had a great career. You have beautiful kids. Kids make mistakes. That's normal. But you also raised good kids. I talk to them. They got respect, and that's the key in I think in life. Read, communicate. If you can read and communicate, a lot of other stuff you can put a little bit aside. Yes, you should know your basic math.
One thing I didn't like to do is read as a kid. That's a mistake.
Really? Yeah, I was an avid reader. Still am. I enjoy to read.
Well, one thing in my family, man, I hate to interrupt. I got
No,
this
no,
thought
keep
burning through my head, but I never. My family, my parents, I was adopted. That's a whole nother story. But they were fourth grade educated, and I had never heard about college. I grew up in a log cabin, just like Abraham Lincoln. No indoor water, no indoor plumbing. Okay.
And this is what year were you born?
I was born in 1946. And this was in.
You're 15 years older, man.
Yeah. And
this is
I
in
didn't know I
Jersey?
was
Is this
poor.
in Jersey?
Jersey, yeah. I didn't know I was poor, dude. Until I used to stay in other people's houses. And they had a lot of more stuff than I had, dude. But I really didn't know I was poor. But
But don't you think that built your character?
No, no. Well, yes and no. It built me in the context of when I got to find out. Well, let me. I'm going to head to a little longer story here because
I want to tell people you retired from Harris Corporation, and
as
then
a corporate training,
and
manager.
you are also a Hall of Fame softball player, and still to this day travel.
Yeah,
are you on the same team?
No, he's on the 50s. I play on the 75 and over World Championships. I've actually have a record that probably no one will break anytime soon. But I've been on the best team out of Florida for 40 years since I was 35 years old.
Wow.
At the top level, there's a lot of levels in softball. But softball is a sport. It's a game. It's like playing checkers or what's that, cornhole, okay, or golf. But I'm at the top of my game. That's what it was all about.
Are you still?
Yeah. I'm one of the better. Well, I don't play both sides of the ball like I used to. I just hit. As long as I hit.
You're not on the field anymore?
Well, I catch. But, that's throwing the ball back.
Yeah.
But I've been fighting cancer, had 3 or 4 operations last year. So, I'm lucky.
You look great. I hope everything's in remission.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got skin cancer. It's never in. You just got to stay on top.
Yeah, I
of
have
it.
a little stuff.
I take.
Well, that was a little tidbit of what Ed shared with Larry on the podcast. But if you want to see the whole podcast or listen to the whole podcast, go to either YouTube or Spotify. Look up Larry Lawton, and you can listen to the podcast or the video on YouTube.